Hey guys, welcome back to my incredibly overly lit basement where we are working on the 2018 Stunt Grom build. So if you guys haven't been following along, we put a subframe on the bike, we put an LED integrated taillight, we took off some reflectors, took off the rear fender, and we hooked up some electronics. Not all the electronics yet, we still have to do the flash relay and all that, but that's not for today's episode. Today's episode is all about the handlebars. We're gonna strap on a Pro Taper. This is the Honda Mini 7/8 bars. Yeah, I read good things about this. The other option people sometimes do are the ATV mid bars. Those are a little wider. Handlebar setups are something you gotta play with. I'm 99% sure though, this is what I was running in Thailand. And it's much lower down. As you can see, it's already sitting lower and it's sitting on top of the current handlebars. And they're also a bit wider and they don't curve in as much. So I've never done this before, much like I had never done that. But I think basically we're just gonna unscrew everything and see where that leaves us. Oh my god, these are tight. Oh, yeah, that's not good. Well, we're off to a great start. I have no idea how to undo those. We'll start with the other stuff. These are all 8mm here. They're the main things. I think these just screw on. So let's give it a go. We're gonna remove these two Phillips here. I think that'll slide off once we get the bar end off. We're gonna give my buddy Mike a ring, find out how to take these bar ends off.
Hello, it's Mike.
Hey Mike, it's Justin, man.
What's up?
Question. So the bar ends on this bike, they're Phillips heads, and they're in there like they're super glued.
You take your left hand and you hold the screwdriver and you put some force on it like you're trying to turn it to loosen it, but you're also holding it tight against there.
Yeah.
And then with your right hand, swing the hammer against the end of it. It's kind of like an impact. If you're already turning and holding in there, when you hit the ends, it'll sometimes spin it.
Okay, master mechanic. I'll try it. We're gonna be twisting, and then I'm gonna hit the hammer on the end. Oh, there we go. So I switched to a different, like, thinner bit. This one, with that little tap, seemed to work. Oh, yeah. There we go. Ta-da. So this kind of just falls off the end here. So try not to pull that out, otherwise now you gotta fucking finagle it back in. It's all greasy and lovely. There we go. So that's back into place there, if you can see. Be careful, that slides out and that's super greasy. So it's just a good thing. Get that smooth throttle response, but take these off, they kind of hold the cables in place. So I guess we'll just remove the actual bars themselves now and just let this set aside for a minute. These just kind of pop off, they're like little toppers. Those are in there. Alright, so I don't have the proper tools. And these bolts are way tighter than I thought. So I took a 6mm little thing for a screwdriver, and I have a 1 1/4. I have a 1/4 bit and then I have a little adapter, and it all just kind of pops onto here. So let's see if this works. That's what that looks like there. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I am too.
But yeah, if you want to come over, feel free. Alright, take care, buddy. Take a whole bowl. This stupid thing out of the way. Alright, so we have the pro tapers installed, so we're just going to kind of roughly put everything back on, starting with this side, and we're going to wait a minute for this left side here. So we'll put these screws back in, just like we found them. So when you clamp this part down here, it actually stops the end of the motion. So I think you want to line up the throttle end with this, and then we're going to make sure this fits on as well. In the stock bar handlebar, there's holes underneath here. So what we need to do for these electronic, I don't even know what these are called, but for these to not slide off, like I can pull this off right now, as you can see, which you shouldn't be able to do. So we're gonna have to drill holes in there. So we're also going to add the one-finger clutch here, as you can see. It's got pretty good reviews so far. It's brand new. The only other one out there right now is the RSC, I believe. And then there's a couple other ones that aren't as popular. But this one's brand new, and it was backed by Floyd Stunts, and not backed by, but like promoted by Floyd Stunts and Clint Ewing and their local stunters. Well, one of them is, and I've seen them perform. So if they think it's good, I guess it's probably all right. So I bought one because I definitely wanted a one finger if I'm going to do the rear brake, and I'd bend that probably on the first drop. So this is getting added to the Pro Taper bar, and that's pretty much the only additions we're doing to the bar. Other than that, it was a clean swap, nothing crazy. So we're going to screw this back together before we get started on the clutch. It was just kind of free hanging, and it seemed like a good idea, so put it back together first. There we go. And voila, it just kind of slips out like that. These electronics are actually the clutch sensor, which allows you to pull in the clutch and start the bike. Otherwise, it has to be in neutral. I took off these little things, little wire covers and wire hoods, or whatever you want to call them. And then I pulling out pliers, these terminal contacts. That's what it looks like inside. And I'm gonna have to find a way to bypass that. We'll just keep this to the side for now. And then the next step is putting the clutch wire cable back into here. So I'm gonna take this rubber cover off. I don't think that's gonna fit this one. Plenty of room. So we can place this in here. Slide that cable back through there, and still have room to spare. There on the other side, so I'm gonna have to fiddle with that. But that's the general install of the one finger clutch. So, and we should be able to fit the rear brake setup right in here. It's my guess. It'll be a little tight. We'll have to deal with these cables. So here we are. We have the one finger set up. My hand is exorbitantly red in this phone, but it looks fine normally. And then right here, it looks like there isn't actually any bar ends. So we're just gonna tighten this down and it should be good to go. Handlebar swap, real easy. The hardest part is honestly getting the bar ends off, and I Googled it, and holy shit, do people have problems getting the bar ends off. I've seen people literally very much injure themselves trying to get the bar ends off on the Honda Grom. So my recommendation would be to take the bar off. Just take the bar off with the bar ends on and everything. If you guys like today's video, if you like the build series so far, please like, comment, subscribe right down below. Any questions or anything, feel free to ask. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Did you get it?
Well, when I was little.
Are you victorious?
Thank you.
The handle is tougher than the bar end.